Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. Today, I am continuing my series of reviews by taking a look back at Countdown, number 31. So Countdown is known as Countdown to Final Crisis for its last 24 issues, and since this is a countdown, the story order for the numbering is backwards, so that you start with issue number 51 and read down to number 1. So I've been doing that, and you can check out my previous reviews with links in the description box, and I would highly recommend it because you really have to go in order to know what's going on with this book. So this issue, number 31, is written by Paul Dini with Sean Keever. The pencils are by Manuel Garcia. The inks are done by Rodney Ramos, and the inks are by Hi-Fi. Now the cover is by Talent Caldwell with J.D. Smith. So the cover's pretty cool. You can see Red Hood there, and he is fighting Owlman, or at least this incarnation of Owlman. So post-Crisis on Infinite Earths, the original Crime Syndicate of America was no more. So at this point in the comics, they run into something very similar, which is called the Crime Society. So going ahead and starting off on the first page, that is what we see. So Donna Troy is there, and she's fighting Superwoman. Bob, who is one of the monitors, and they named Bob, so they had a name to call him, is fighting Ultraman, and Jason Todd is fighting Owlman. And at the same time, Green Lantern is fighting Power Ring. So these are all the alternate versions of the heroes at the time, so they are essentially the evil versions of those heroes. So on the next page we see a full splash page where they're all fighting, and I think the art looks really solid, especially in the background. You can see the Green Lanterns using their powers to fight, and it looks really great. So we go to the next page, and the fight's continuing, and it's going pretty well for the most part, but the Crime Society's got them outnumbered. So Owlman takes down Jason Todd, and he's about to kill him, but then we see this cool panel. I really like this here, where Donna Troy just grabs Owlman from behind and tosses him. So then they start talking to Green Lantern, who shows up, and I'm trying to remember which one it is. I'm pretty sure it's Kyle Rayner at this point. So they talk to him a little bit, and they say, so where's the Crime Syndicate? Where's the Crime Society? And they say, we're right here. And we get this big panel. It's almost a splash page. I really like that. So you can see everybody in this version of the Crime Society, and they all look really awesome. And we go to the next page, and as you can see, they're greatly outnumbered, but fortunately, the Jokester shows up. So the Jokester, everything's flipped, so instead of the Joker being a bad guy, he's the Jokester, and he's a good guy. So he gives them a chance now, and jumps in and starts fighting. So we go to the next page, and the scene changes, and this is where you kind of had to be following along. So Holly Robinson is Catwoman, as well as Selena Kyle. So she's writing a letter to tell Selena about what has been going on, and basically it's so complicated right now what's going on with this. There's this whole tie-in story called Amazon's Attack, which I've also done reviews of all 6 issues of. But anyways, this is all tied into that, and basically she has infiltrated the Amazons, but they are not themselves. They've been corrupted. So that's a whole side story. And we go to the next page, and this is the scene changes, and we see Mr. Mixelplick, and he's there with his girlfriend and stuff and talking. Basically, this is just to introduce him, and we see all of a sudden he gets he just disappears. So I've read ahead, so I know what happens, but this is all you see right now, is he is gone, and we don't know why. So then the scene changes yet again, and that's the thing, you really have to read along with all of these to even be able to follow along. There's so many stories. I like it a lot, but you have to be really engaged to be able to keep up. So anyway, Mary Marvel's there, and she's talking to Eclipso, and Eclipso's in a different form now, if you're wondering why Eclipso is female. But anyways, essentially Eclipso is helping to corrupt Mary Marvel and move her down a dark path, and offers to help her learn about her new powers and stuff. And essentially Mary doesn't trust her, so Eclipso leaves, and then Mary's confronted by these guards. And surprisingly enough, Mary Marvel turns the guards into stone. And then Eclipso pops back up and says, "Very well done. How did it feel?" And Mary Marvel says, "Actually pretty good. Weird, though. I've never done anything like that before." And that's really true. She is always been a superheroine, so this is a big turn for her to kill innocent people. So she flies off, and the scene changes again. So Karate Kid and Triplicate Girl, although she is at this point in time permanently merged all three into one, so now she's going by the name of Una. Anyways, Karate Kid has some kind of a virus or super illness from the future, and he's going to die from it. So their storyline is they're searching for a cure, and they are basically on the path of doing that, so they had to go and talk to this guy and ask where someone else is. And then we change scenes again, and Countdown can be kind of exhausting because it rarely sticks with one storyline for more than a couple of pages. So Jimmy Olsen has superpowers, and he is at Cadmus, and they're testing him. So there's a couple pages of that, and it goes really horrible, as you can see on this page here. So we'll find out more about that in the next issue, I'm assuming. And then we're back to the Crime Society fight, which is what I'm most interested in. And there's this really wicked panel here where Ultraman, and I'm not sure who that might be, Superwoman, but yeah, two bad guys, and they're gonna pull Jason Todd in half, it's implied, because Ultraman says, "On 3, 1, 2, and then we see they both get their heads hit together by Green Lantern. So they're all fighting still. It's not going too well. They're starting to lose. But then Bob shows back up, and he says, "I've scoured the Earth's resources, and Ray Palmer isn't here. Not the one we need, at least." So he teleports them out and takes the Jokester with them. So, I forgot to mention, the whole reason they're here is because they're going from Earth to Earth looking for Ray Palmer. So Ultraman's really upset, as you can see here, because he says, "I hate that. Now who are we supposed to kill?" Then there's a voice bubble off page, and it says, "I may be able to help you with that." And we get the introduction of the Monarch. Now, we've seen him in previous issues, but this is his first big reveal to other characters like this. So he says, "I am the Monarch, and my offer is simple. Help me destroy those who would oppose me, including the 4 who just cheated you of your well-deserved victory, and you will have everything in the universe." And Ultraman says, "We already get that on our own." And the Monarch says, "You didn't let me finish everything you desire in this universe and every other universe." So then we go to the last page, and all of the other monitors are discussing what had happened, and they're upset, of course, because the so-called anomalies, who are Jason Todd and Kyle Rayner and Donna Troy, again cheated death. So they find that to be unacceptable because it weakens the universe. It could bring on another crisis. So that's their opinion of it. So now they're out to stop the other monitor who helped them. So that's the end of that issue. And then we get a little bonus at the end, which is really incredible and kind of makes this alone is worth buying the issue, I think. But it's called The Origin of the Joker, and it's just a little bit about the Joker. But it's written by Mark Waid, and the artist is Brian Boland. So he, of course, did the art on The Killing Joke, so these two have really great pages and just provide a little backstory on the Joker. Alright, so that's all for now. We got through it. No, I really love Countdown, but it's got so much going on. It's just ridiculous, and there's so many tie-ins and everything, but I like it. Definitely check out Amazon's Attack if you haven't. And I thought this was a really solid issue, especially the Crime Society stuff. So I'll get another review up for you guys as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. The channel's been growing a lot lately. We've passed 750 subscribers, so that's really phenomenal. The channel's been growing a lot in the last month. We've gained over 100 people, so that's really terrific. Thanks everyone for being here, and as always, thank you for being a part of DC Fans United.
End of line.